Ever get that feeling like when you look at the night sky and you just think, wow, there's something so much bigger than us out there.
Yeah, yeah.
Like something truly magnificent.
Yeah.
Well, that's the kind of energy we're tapping into in this deep dive today.
Right.
We're diving into those excerpts you sent us from chapter 10 of the Bhagavad-gītā.
Right.
And this chapter, let me tell you, it really goes deep into this idea of divine opulence.
Okay.
The sheer vastness of the absolute.
It doesn't mess around.
No, it does not.
It's like it comes right out and says, this is heavy stuff.
Yeah.
Like beyond heavy.
Yeah.
Like even those legendary sages, those demigods, they wouldn't fully get it.
It's like the chapter's giving us this heads up, you know?
Aren't
Like,
they?
buckle up, folks. Things are about to get cosmic. But here's the thing. It's not just saying, hey, there's something bigger than us.
Right.
It actually tries to tackle the what and the how of it all.
Yes. Again.
We get into the specifics, the actual qualities, even manifestations of this supreme being.
That's what's so cool about the Bhagavad-gītā, though, right?
Yeah.
It's not just some abstract philosophy textbook.
Right.
It's like a guidebook for life.
Yeah.
And understanding, like really getting a glimpse of that divine opulence. That's a huge step in that journey.
Okay, so let's try to unpack this a little bit.
Okay.
One of the first things that just jumped out at me was this image of Karandadakashi Vino.
Okay.
Basically, this form of Vishnu just chilling in the cosmic ocean like it's nothing.
Yeah.
The source of all creation. It's such a grand, almost impossible to imagine picture of where everything begins.
It really makes you think. It's a very powerful image.
Yeah.
And it gets at this whole idea that the supreme is the source, you know,
The ultimate source.
the wellspring of everything, right?
Mhm.
But it doesn't stop there. And this is where it gets really interesting. The chapter goes on about this super soul residing in the heart of every living thing, every single one.
So we go from like the vastness of the cosmic ocean
Yeah.
to this incredibly intimate personal space within us.
Yeah.
It's like this direct line between the biggest thing imaginable and the smallest space.
Right.
Like the same divine energy that made the whole universe is in me.
It's mind-blowing, isn't it?
It really is when you really think about it.
And the text is very clear. This isn't some poetic metaphor. It's about different wing of knowing. You've got your everyday knowledge.
Right.
The material world.
Stuff we see and touch.
Exactly.
Okay.
But then there's true knowledge.
Yeah.
And that's about understanding this difference between matter and spirit.
Okay.
Recognizing that spark within ourselves and in everything around us.
So how do we tap into that?
Right.
That true
It
knowledge?
seems like it's pointing to something beyond just, book smarts.
Yeah, totally.
It contrasts these two paths, Jnana Yoga and Bhakti Yoga.
Oh, okay.
Jnana Yoga, that's all about intense mental effort,
Okay.
like solving the world's biggest puzzle.
Right.
But Bhakti Yoga, that's about devotion,
Okay.
surrender,
Oh, okay.
cultivating love and a relationship with the Supreme.
So it's less about thinking our way to enlightenment and more about like opening our hearts and minds to this deeper experience.
You got it.
Okay.
And the chapter suggests that this path, this Bhakti Yoga, it's more direct,
Okay.
more accessible, even if you're not, meditating all day, every day.
So if this Bhakti Yoga is about like building this connection with the Supreme, how do we even begin to wrap our heads around something so infinite, so awe-inspiring?
Right.
Chapter 10, though, seems to give us some clues.
Yeah.
It points to some specific examples.
Right.
It's almost like, checking out the divine resume.
Okay, I like that.
All right, give me some examples then. What kind of categories are we talking?
So it covers a lot.
Okay.
Natural forces, for example,
Mm-hmm.
like the sun,
Okay.
described as Vishnu, radiating life, light. That's right.
Right.
And the moon, the ruler of all those stars.
Okay.
So even in those distant realms, the Supreme's influence is still felt.
So just by looking up at the night sky,
Yeah.
we're getting a little peek of that divine opulence.
Exactly.
It's like the whole universe is a mirror, in a way,
Yeah.
reflecting this incredible being.
It doesn't stop at, space stuff either.
Okay.
It connects the Supreme to, fire,
Okay.
raw power,
Right.
the Himalayas, unshakable strength,
Wow.
even the wind,
Okay.
carrying secrets.
Okay, I'm starting to see a pattern here. Almost like by appreciating these natural wonders, really feeling that awe,
Yes.
Maybe we're tapping into a form of devotion without even realizing it.
Now you're getting it. It's about recognizing that divine spark, not just in some, far-off heaven, but right here, right now.
Right here, right now.
Part of the fabric of the world.
Okay, but what about us humans?
Right.
Are we just along for the ride?
Good question.
Or do we actually have a part in this whole cosmic play?
Chapter 10 gets really interesting here.
Okay.
It links specific people to the Supreme.
Okay.
But it's not about, like, worshiping these figures like they're celebrities.
Okay.
It's about understanding the qualities they embody.
Okay, so give me an example. Who gets a divine shout-out?
Okay, so Brigu, this super wise sage,
Okay.
it says, of the great seers, I am Brigu.
Wow.
But think about what a sage is all about.
Okay.
Wisdom,
Okay.
deep understanding,
Right.
connection to something more than just this material world.
So it's like by reflecting on what Brigu represents,
Yeah.
we can start to see how those same qualities, maybe just hidden for now,
Right.
exist within us too.
Exactly. And it goes beyond sages too. There's Indra, the king of the heavens,
Okay.
righteous leadership,
Okay.
even Airavata, the elephant, and Ukeshwara, this amazing horse,
Okay.
born from this crazy churning of the cosmic ocean.
Right. Right.
Strength, beauty, awe-inspiring power.
It's like this whole crash course in divine symbolism.
It is.
Using these larger-than-life figures to help us grasp something that's, almost too big to even imagine.
And that's the whole point. Chapter 10 isn't just throwing out big names.
Right.
It's giving us this framework for understanding how those divine qualities play out in the world.
Right.
And then, by extension, how they can play out in our own lives.
So we've covered so much ground here.
Yeah, we have.
Cosmic oceans, powerful figures like Brigu, Indra.
Right.
It feels like this chapter is giving us all these different ways to see the Supreme.
It does.
But if this divine energy is everywhere, in everything,
Yeah.
what does that actually mean for, like, our daily lives? Like right here, right now.
That's the big question, isn't it?
Yeah.
And the chapter seems to point us towards sound, chanting.
Okay.
Specifically, it mentions Hare Krishna.
So we're not just talking about, like, any old song here.
Right.
What's so special about chanting Hare Krishna?
Well, it's described as this incredibly pure form of sacrifice.
Okay.
A direct connection. Like you're dialing a direct line to that source energy.
Wow.
And it's not about asking for things either.
Yeah.
It's about alignment.
Okay.
Letting that energy flow through.
So less about getting what we want, more about becoming, more in tune with that energy that's already there.
Got it.
Inside us and all around us.
Exactly. And it even suggests some pretty incredible outcomes from this.
What?
Peace,
Yeah.
wisdom, even like liberation from suffering.
So it's like you don't have to be some sage up a mountain to experience this.
Yeah.
It's open to anyone who's willing to, like, put in the effort.
Exactly. And remember we talked about jnana yoga
Yeah.
versus bhakti yoga.
Right.
Chanting Hare Krishna. This is bhakti yoga in action.
Okay.
A way to experience that divine love, that connection, without getting lost in your head.
So we're aiming for that sweet spot
Yeah.
between knowledge and devotion.
Yes.
Understanding, but also feeling it.
Exactly. It's about taking all this amazing stuff from chapter 10.
Yeah.
The cosmic ocean, those divine qualities, Brigu, Indra,
Yeah.
and actually letting it shape how we act, how we practice, even how we just exist in the world.
So after this deep dive into chapter 10, what's the one thing you really hope our listeners take away?
That even with everything going on in life, that spark, that same energy that powers the whole cosmos, it's right there inside them.
Wow.
And by tapping into things like chanting, reflecting on those qualities, appreciating the world around us,
Yeah.
they can nurture that spark, let it light their way.
It's like we've been handed this incredible map, and now it's our turn to go explore. Discover those riches for ourselves.
Beautifully put. And who knows what amazing things we'll find along the way.